Hello, hello, and welcome back to One Last Turn. Today we're playing Worldwide Rush, and that is the game where we're trying to create a world-spanning passenger transportation empire emanating out of Aarhus, Denmark. And we're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. We have a $2 billion or euro company value, almost 4 times as much as number two. We have 220 million euros of operating profits, also almost 4 times as much as number two. So compared to our competition, we are doing really, really well. We aren't exactly world spanning yet, but today is gonna help us with that goal. And of course, we're also just gonna do regular network maintenance. We have a couple of cities that we are managing ourselves. Aarhus, Brunswick, and Denver, I think, are those ones. Let's just see here. Cities, no. What is it that I wanna? I feel like there's one just for hubs. Oh, there it is. As you may notice, it's been a little while since I fired up this game, but I'll get back into it in a sec. Yeah, so you can see 3 cities without a goal: Aarhus, Denver, and Brunswick. That's the ones that do not have hub managers, and the rest are sort of hub manager territory. We might need to help Oslo out a bit. It seems like they're having some indirect capacity issues, and Aarhus is also getting up there. We might have to take a little bit of a detour to sort of intervene there, but of course we can just upgrade this hotel for 6 million, and that will help out a bunch, and we can sort of just defer our issue for later. We are running two very, very big planes here, but it doesn't seem to be enough if we look at how many people wanting to go to Hamilton right now. So we might just need to throw in another one of those. Don't really have the money for that. It's almost 200 million, but we'll get there at some point. Anywho, today I alluded to it a little bit last time. I want to take over a little bit more of the West Coast here. We got San Francisco, and maybe we can get some more if. I'm not gonna say if we're lucky, but we might be able to buy out Indian Voyages here and pick up Los Angeles as well. That way we have a decent amount of the West Coast. Of course, there is United States bus service. They have the Upper West Coast, Washington, Seattle. Not sure which state Eugene is in, to be honest. But Portland, Oregon, maybe Eugene is Oregon as well. Don't don't crucify me on that. Anyways, yeah, they have those cities, and there's really not much we can do. But if we can get the southern West Coast, I think that would be nice. I mean, buying out this guy would be relatively easy. It's just so much more expensive than the common value, but then again, it does sort of make it so we don't have to fight so much over Los Angeles. I think this feel like there's a way right here like this. It is the smallest company, and as we can see, they are pretty much just located there, so it's gonna be quite a fight to get rid of them the regular way, but we'll see throughout the episode. Maybe we end up just buying them if we can't take over by regular means. We want to make sure that San Francisco evolves, and it does seem to do that. It's 100% on everything. And Denver as well. Also 100% on everything. So that is good. How about Aarhus? Even though we aren't focusing so much over here, we still want to make sure that we're doing well. Yeah, we're 100% here as well. Getting closer to that level 20. I think in the next episode I will probably have modded the game to up Aarhus to 30, just so we are sort of on the same. I mean, I could just to balance it out. Maybe I turn down Copenhagen to a 20. That might be fair. How about Brunswick? Are they gonna evolve as well? It does seem like it. Cool. So the end of this month is gonna be really nice for that. Now with the West Coast, what I really want to do is cross the Pacific, well, North Pacific specifically, but cross the Pacific Ocean and get into the eastern, Southeast Asia, basically. That is gonna open up the world for us a lot more, and I think that is gonna be really nice with these new planes that we got last time. I think we can. San Francisco, let's just say, what do we wanna just do? A big city, Guangzhou maybe, just for seeing. That's just money. No, it's not just money. That is a lot longer distance than I thought. Wait, it's not. It's just, it's literally 103 kilometers too far. That is interesting. Hong Kong a little too far as well. What if we were to go from Los Angeles? No, that is too far as well. Okay, so we can't go that far in. Interesting. Can we get to Beijing? Not Hong Kong to Beijing. That is pretty obvious that we can. We can't get to Beijing. I mean, it is a capital, so that probably makes sense. We could also try and go for Tokyo. Either way, we have that probably as a goal today, to get into Southeast Asia. Maybe Australia, maybe New Zealand, I'm not sure, but at least we will get into, we'll cross the Pacific Ocean is what I'm saying. That's the goal. So who upgraded? San Francisco did, Denver did, good. Aarhus, Copenhagen, good. Brunswick, a lot of our stuff upgraded. Let's start by focusing on Denver. Okay. Erie. Still a lot of indirect passengers, or at least a lot of passengers, connecting passengers for Erie. We don't have a direct. They go through Enid and they go through Mansfield. Probably primarily Mansfield. Erie is a very large city though, connection-wise. So we could do it direct, just to sort of get that out of the way. Definitely not this size plane. We'll probably just go for a Clipper. It's just gonna alleviate a bit of the Mansfield and the Hamilton traffic, so I don't think it's gonna be too bad to throw a Clipper on there. I think it'll be able to handle that, no issue. Then we have Puebla. indirect via Los Alamos, which has a flight to Mexico City. And last time I was mumbling a bit. Thank you for pointing it out, some of you. We can, of course, just set up a flight that goes like this: Denver, Los Alamos, and then Puebla. This is still a direct flight. Los Alamos to Puebla is just slightly too long. We did learn this last time, so we would have to go with something like the P535. How many people do we have wanting to go to Mexico? Not 40 at any sort of rate. So we would pretty much have to do this. A small layover in Mexico City. I mean, it's not the end of the world to have a route like this. Eventually, the traffic is gonna reach a level where we can do direct with something like a P535, right? Yeah, I think so. Let's just go with this. Let's throw in a transporter. I think we're gonna be good there, and I might... Mexico. I might just get rid of this one. Cool. Something with Erie, something with Puebla, something with Mansfield and Buffalo. Tijuana is obviously in this part here. Have a lot of transporter planes. They're not really flying full, so adding more there would not make sense. Then we have Madrid. It's through Aarhus. There's a lot of people wanting to go to Portugal as well. There is the possibility, or I don't know what you call that, but there is a world in which it's just too far for the Stratus. No, I thought there was one with 8K. Oh, maybe not. 320 passengers is a little much. I think I would rather... I was gonna say throw that into Aarhus, but that might be a little overkill. Then again, we still have a lot of people wanting to go to Hamilton. There's so many connecting ones in Aarhus. We probably need to up some of the routes here, like London and Paris. Like these aren't. These are never gonna sort of satisfy the demand. Probably need something like a Clipper, maybe even a Stratus. But we can throw a Clipper on there. I don't think that's gonna have any... I'm gonna run into any issues anytime soon. So what I'm thinking, why not just do Madrid? Well, I don't want to help out the Baltic Bus Company, but then again, they are such a small company. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe it does not matter. Let's do it. Let's set up a direct just for Denver's sake. They're gonna be happy then, at least. we can throw in another... I was gonna say throw in another clipper, but I guess we don't have the money for that right this second. How are we doing here? San Francisco wants to go to Nashville. That's right now via Tijuana, which we probably don't want. We probably want to go, at least go through Denver direct. San Fran, Denver direct at least. We could also go direct to Nashville. How does that look? 3K kilometers. We would have to go with the Armaras class of planes. It's a little expensive. What about if we throw in a layover in Denver? Then we can pretty much do whatever we want. I wouldn't mind that. So let's throw a transporter on that. I think that's gonna be good. And we do have a direct San Francisco Tijuana. And I know I'm upgrading San Francisco even though it's hub managed, but I do want to sort of help out a little bit here on the west coast. So that is why. Throw in another plane here for Tijuana, help out with that traffic a little bit. Obviously some of that traffic is because they want to go to Nashville and they have to go through Tijuana, so that'll probably balance out relatively soon. Should soon have enough for Erie. While we sort of wait for the money here, we did get Phoenix actually. I forgot about that. We have that hub managed. That is true. We did get that to sort of help out with this area over here, Tijuana. If we could take that over, it would be a little bit easier with Los Angeles. It doesn't look like, I mean, sorry about that. We have 3 direct flights to Tijuana right now. It doesn't really look like we are gaining much on their dominance. Could get Lake Havasu City set up a direct for Los Angeles there. That's gonna help out with that. It's also gonna help out Phoenix, which would be pretty nice. And what else? Kingman. Oh, it's a tiny city just next to it. And let's grab this hub, and we will hire a manager, and we'll give him a couple of million to sort of get that started. That is gonna help out with that for sure. Throw in a little bit more money. I would like him to do a little bit more than this. And stop buying goddamn slaggards. There's literally no upside to a slaggard over an Adler. And we definitely want more than one car to Phoenix if we're going to Phoenix anyways. Cool. It's interesting that this is flying like that. That's not what I wanted to see. I wanted to see the Tijuana line. We could probably get another one. And then we needed a clipper from Denver to Erie. That's perfect when this is located in Erie right now. Great, great, great. And how about Aarhus? How are we doing here with that? There's a new demand. It was Ryazan. That's probably just going directly through Aarhus, Moscow. That's interesting. I would have thought it would go to Copenhagen where there's a direct to Ryazan, but what do I know? How about Brunswick? They got a direct for Chicago. At least a wish for a direct for Chicago. We are running a direct Brunswick Hamilton with a Stratus. That was to help a little bit. Oh, there's a Hamilton line. What else do we have? Let's see. Yeah, we should let's do that. Let's do Brunswick to Chicago. The Stratus 94, just 20 more million, and we'll have that. That way we don't have to go through Hamilton, which is already sort of pressed for seats. Interestingly enough, with our cities being sort of maxed out and us fulfilling most, if not all, of their demands, we're not really gonna get any cities that want to go to Asia. So we sort of have to make up that demand ourselves. Which is gonna be an interesting challenge. Why is... That was interesting. I would have thought Hamilton people, I guess because there's a direct, they'd rather just take the direct and wait. Oh well. We'll see. If it turns out to be terrible, then we can always change that, right? But yeah, we'll just create our own demand if need be, set up shop in some place. I was gonna say there's not that much activity in Australia, but that's because most of Australia is actually barren, at least in this game. Somebody is running here in Auckland and Wellington. But yeah, somewhere like here, Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand maybe. I guess Vietnam Airways do have a little bit of a hold down here, even though they don't really have a lot of hubs. They are sort of keeping us from buying some of them. A lot of them, actually. TM. Okay. Myanmar, though, maybe? Nope, they got that too. Cool. Vietnam, Hanoi here is also taken. That sort of leaves us. It's interesting, right? Because then there's hardly anything in Australia, and a lot of countries, hardly anything. China, tons and tons and tons and tons of cities. But yeah, like I said, I think maybe it was in the first episode or something. There are mods that add more cities, and that might be worthwhile looking into doing something like that in the future. Is there something up here? There is. Not sure. It's obviously Russia, but what this place is colloquially called. It's so far from everything. Could have been fun with cities out here on these small islands too. But like, yeah, so Canada is just completely barren. Apart from just these few cities that are scattered close to the border. And like one random one up here. Why is that? And there's one up here, right? I mean, it's just it's weird, the distribution sometimes. Could also go to Argentina, Chile. Not that it is sort of that much to do with Southeast Asia, but it is a part of the world that we aren't really connected to. Okay, let's have a look. Just about to end out this month. Denver's good. Los Angeles isn't ours yet. San Francisco is not good enough. Nashville here. It's not doing as I would have hoped. Just gonna have to sort of live with that. Like Havasu also not really full, even though it has plenty of money. They are becoming slightly more expensive, these guys. We'll give it, what we're doing here in Tijuana, another 1%, just not like that's doing a lot. And here we got 1% in Los Angeles. Let's just do it. Let's I'm gonna pause the game here. We'll buy shares. Oh, it raises the price quite significantly actually. Wasn't expecting. I was expecting some increase, but not this much. $77, so it's like 10 euros per share every time I buy, basically. So this is, now I'm a majority owner. Probably wait a little bit. I can't control the CEO, that's interesting. I guess I need all of it for that. I mean, we can't just tank it. It's a little bit of a cheesy strategy, I feel. If we do 100% dividends, then they're never going to be able to grow. Obviously, they have some percentage. 37. But they're never going to be able to grow like this, which should sort of in the coming months, it will lower the company valuation. And then it'll be cheaper for me to buy the rest. Like I said, it's a little bit cheesy, but it's not unlike real corporate takeover strategies. All is fair in, I mean, love, war, and business meetings, I guess. We'll see how that turns out. Sort of interested to see how this route is doing. Really well, actually. That's cool. One thing we could do is not... I mean... We could make this cyclical. Like this. I guess we can't. Because it can't get back. Otherwise that would have been nice. That it wouldn't have to go back through all those layover cities. How is Erie doing? That direct route, the Clippers. I mean, it only needs 22, so it is gonna turn money, but I would have thought it would get more passengers than this. So it might be just around the limit of what makes sense to have 2 Clippers at least. Okay. The month is, yeah, gonna turn there. It wants us to build a hub in Berlin. Do we still not have a hub in Berlin? I thought we did. You know what? Let's just do that, just for fun. And of course, no slaggards. Stavanger has an indirect traffic problem. Brunswick has one as well. We might need to do something there. I was gonna say Stavanger doesn't have an indirect traffic problem anywhere close to even. But Brunswick does. They're completely overwhelmed. Hamilton mostly. Get another one, or we could get an A990XL. There's definitely demand for it, for the big guy. So maybe we should just do that. It's twice the price and a little more than twice the estimated profit, so it's a little more. It's about the same probably. Let's just get another Cloud Surfer Stratus. What else? St. Petersburg. We have a direct. It's just being serviced by a transporter. It's not really a surprise that is under-serviced, so let's go with 3 transporters instead. Interesting that they're doing so indirectly from Copenhagen. Doesn't Copenhagen have one as well? There's so many in Copenhagen wanted to go to the US. It's pretty cool. I feel like Moscow, Ryazan, St. Petersburg. There's a direct. Copenhagen, St. Petersburg. Had some pretty big flights, like this one, which isn't anywhere near being full. So why are they traveling this one as well? Why are they traveling to Brunswick to go through there for St. Petersburg? That makes no sense in my book, but not a lot. Not a lot I can do about it, I don't think. How's our Brunswick? That's not what I was thinking. How is our Madrid? Did we end up setting that up? Direct Denver, Madrid. How's that doing? It's not completely full going back, but it is making us a whole lot of money. So that's okay. Denver. Direct to Paris wouldn't hurt it. On the contrary. Buddy. Just too far. 69 kilometers, nice. Too far to go directly to Paris with the Cloud Surfer. It's unfortunate. I am wondering if we won't be unlocking some more big planes relatively soon. There's this 903 Skydancer 900 350. So that's a very, very big boy. Very expensive too. I need to spend 600 million with Skydancer. We should be there pretty soon. And this one is transport 100,000 passengers on long distance flights. I have a few of those. This one's interesting. But yeah, not one we have unlocked. There's the Boom, which I think is a supersonic plane. Yeah, if you look at the speed, it's pretty fun, but more a gimmick than anything. It's the Kestrel, which is also supersonic, and the Kirin Jet, which is a Japan thing. Sonic, obviously a supersonic plane. 500,000 passengers between the US and Europe. I mean, we're on our way to that. Whoops, there were some more Stratuses down here. Yeah, these two guys. 500,000 spent. And 500 profitable planes. I mean, this one's interesting. Why haven't I unlocked this one? It's Cloud Surfer. 89 million spent. That's the cost of a single of these. So is it because this number actually goes down and this is how much I have left? Guess we'll find out when I buy one more Stratus. That is something to. That is fun. Well, we're in a new month, and Denver upgraded. Cheyenne, which we don't care that much about, right? But Denver and Aarhus are pretty much those that we care about. Denver got a. They want to go to London. There is a decent amount of people waiting to go to London. Can we get a direct to London instead of to Paris? We can with a cloud server. That is possible. The only thing is London is operated by, I'm not gonna say our nemesis or arch rival, anything along those lines. It is operated by Worldwide Logistics though, so if we send people to London or do this, then London is gonna become a little bit of a hub. So, sort of to further our business more, it makes more sense to just expand the Aarhus baselines. Like, throw in another... guess... Wait, how does this line not be... Oh, it's just cause they haven't traveled yet. But yeah, throw in another one of these. Pretty much whenever we can, so I think probably around here is a good place. It's also gonna help out with passengers in Aarhus a bit. The other thing we can do, of course, is to start building some stuff in Denver. We have a hotel. We can get another one. What else do we want to get in here? Maybe a fuel depot. Reduce the operating costs a bit. There's also the marketing agency that is gonna get us more traffic towards Denver. Trust we don't really care about. Wholesale we don't really care about. We probably want to go for fuel depot, and then when this hits level 15, we'll get that marketing agency. But we can just upgrade this guy, the hotel, and then look, no longer an issue with regards to Denver. Denver to Puebla seems to be pretty filled out. Maybe we throw in another like 340 Express. Don't want to do too much either, such that they can't. Then again, it does seem like... Oh, I did not mean to do that. I wanted to change this for a transporter. I guess it didn't really register. Maybe I didn't have the money or something. Interesting. Yeah, that'll fill up. No worries. And then we have the Madrid, of course. Singular plane just took off. That's gonna carry a lot of people also want to go to Europe. So that also sort of talks into the spirit of that extra plane we got on the Aarhus line. Paris might be fine to get a direct for. Just don't want to help out Worldwide Logistics too much. How are we doing down here? Indian voyages. Still 12 million. Finances are pretty stagnant right now, which I guess is what we were after. So I'm gonna help out here. Get another plane. Wait, we don't have any more 340s. That's interesting. Okay. What do we want to get then? Something somewhat similar. A P320. Sure, let's just do that. That's fine. That is fine. That should help out Lake Havasu a bit. Interesting. connecting to Nashville is people from Yakima, Bellingham, and Salem. That is people upstate, it seems. Guess we need a little bit more than to take care of the needs. This is quite sad. That's what I want to say. It's unfortunate that this stretches these buttons. But UI isn't always easy. And more for Taiwan as well. That's interesting. Oh, that's why nothing happened, because there's no there's none left to buy. Give them a transporter. I don't think that is gonna be an issue with keeping up. Okay, Stavanger, you say you have an indirect travel problem. A lot of people basically returning from Kristiansand. Yeah, and it's all via tiny buses. Then again, how does this make sense? It's not full, but there's 300 people wanting to go there. That makes no sense in my book. But sure, we'll just buy another one of these big guys. Help him out a little bit. I mean, we should almost just get like a giant bus like this one with so much capacity, and then just get a bunch of those, really fix the problem, and then just get rid of them afterwards if they're no longer needed. And the hub manager should take care of that on its own, I think. But they should take care of most. Is this our boat? Sunseeker. It's a lot of passengers. And there's no more of those, okay. We can do one more road check, I guess. There's some vehicle profitabilities that we could look at. This one, Salzburg Stavanger. Does people in Stavanger want to go to Salzburg? No. Does people in Salzburg want to go to Stavanger? They do. Okay. Not really much you can do about that then. Except it could be changed out for a different plane, I guess. Salzburg, Stavanger. That's too short for the 230. I guess there's not really much we can do then. It is as small a plane as possible. I did not mean to get another one. Whoops. And then we have a Dynova running here. Stockton, San Fran. Does seem a little overkill. Let's go just down to Frivola. That should be fine. And then we have this Order running Vienna, Wiener Neustadt. Not really much we can do there, though that is necessary. Global Western. Moving up in the world. Where are they located? That's the Russian, Belarusian company. They're pretty well along the way. Interestingly enough. They have so few hubs. So we have, I guess we don't have that many either, but we do have a few. Compared to United States group, they have 3. And then there's the United States bus service, which has basically the rest of the US. Right. They are crazy. But then Indian transport, which is Russian, just has like 4, and Global Western has like 6. Well, like logistics has 2. Really, only London and Amsterdam, and they're not using Amsterdam at all, so it's basically just London. It's so annoying. Global Canada obviously works out of Canada, but they have 2 as well. 3 there in bulk. So, I mean, we are among the few for certain. Eastern Fleet is just Paris. We are among the few that has more than just a handful. Which is a little interesting, I think. We are gaining some trust here in Los Angeles with that with the hub in Lake Havasu. So maybe we didn't have to buy them out, but I mean, now we did start, so it would almost be silly not to finish. Potential to upgrade, okay. Aarhus transported to London for sure. I was wondering this myself. Denver to Mansfield is running with a transporter. That seems weird. It's just a bunch of transporters. Okay, yeah, right. So we did run clippers, but the rate, like there was so much waiting time between just 2 planes that it wasn't really satisfying our demand. And then instead what we are ending up with is just, it's not enough transfer rate, right? Also might want to set up, okay, so Hamilton probably needs to be upgraded here, it seems. Maybe this one should be a clipper. That might work. Then we have a Brunswick and St. Petersburg. That should probably be a clipper here, given the amount of traffic that needs to go to St. Petersburg. Let's throw another cloud surfer at this also, just because then we'll know if that was what was meant. Somewhat. This spend did go down, but I mean, I spent. Oh, it might not. It's without the inflation. It's the base cost, it seems. Okay, okay, that's fair-ish. Hub in Milano, or Milan. Interestingly enough, I have the trust here. What do we have going to Milan? Gothenburg, okay, and that just gave us northern Italy. I mean, I don't mind. Don't mind. How Arabian transport... Oh, was it this one? No, it wasn't. There's 2 Arabians, okay. Arabian transport... This one. So basically a couple of cities in Italy and then Montenegro. Yeah, sure, I'll take Milan, and we'll throw a hub manager in there. Give him a couple of million. And what is an Albert? Give me a Ortler. It's actually, no, the Ortler's just better. I don't see it. I mean, it has slightly higher ticket prices, or double ticket prices. But the estimated profits, I mean, because the fuel price is also 4 times, so the estimated profit isn't really better. And it's a lot cheaper to go with an Ortler, so just go with an Ortler. Maybe I'm missing something there. Tell me if I'm missing something. With regards to that, Odense has an indirect traffic problem. I mean, a little bit. We could have some more transportation to Brunswick for sure. What is a cheap plane with a lot of capacity? This guy, Skydancer, a 822 135, 135 here in this case. Oddly enough, I thought this was gonna be the capacity, but it isn't. That's off by 1. Like, the Stratus is on point, so why the 135? I'm not sure. Yeah. What else? This is 58 million. I mean, price per passenger is very good here. Very low ticket prices though. Like, estimated profit is only 8 million. And if we go with this one, for example, which is a little cheaper, it's 10 million, but it is fewer passengers. Can save about 5. No, I want to go with this one. I think there's the Clipper, of course, is 7 million. I think the Aeromara actually fits in pretty well here, the A900L. Let's give that a try, Odense Brunswick. See if that doesn't alleviate some traffic issues there. Brunswick still having issues, primarily Hamilton, also some to Madrid. There is a direct, tiny planes. Let's replace one of them. We'll do the same guy. I think that makes sense, and then we'll just... I am tempted to just get rid of this one. See, now, how does this make any sense? You just took off from Brunswick, where they're towards Madrid, where there is 117 passengers wanting to go to Madrid and you don't bring any. How does that make sense? It is a little weird sometimes. Maybe I was too slow and it was already taking off. That's probably what happened there. You know what? I will get... Do we get another one? I mean, there's like 300 people. Sure, we'll get another one, and then if it becomes redundant, then we'll just scale down or remove or whatever. What else in Brunswick? Do we put in a hotel? I mean, probably. Probably. 1800 indirect isn't that much, though. It is probably for the best to have a hotel there. Salzburg is struggling, though. That's interesting. They're using it for getting to Moscow. Interesting. There's no direct either. Guess we can help with that. No. This is our Denver-London that we never got to set up. Wait for that a little bit. Don't I have this one? 822. Do I not have that unlocked? 822. Oh, I do have it. Oh, that's the one we were looking at just before, where it turns out the A900L seemed to be better. Okay. Good to know, good to know. We got pretty far towards that transcontinental transit company classification. We might hit it this month, and then we will have the subsidies next round, so maybe we should wait with getting any giant planes. What's Brunswick? That is what we were doing. Wait, we have a bus? What's this bus? That's so funny. Why would it establish a bus? I mean, I know why, to alleviate some of that indirect. That is funny. Well, we got the big plane now, so. Should be good. Oh, a little bit of lag there. We're doing pretty good, I think, for upgrading Denver. I didn't want to do this Denver-London one, so not sure why I would want to wait for that. So let's just help out Salzburg a bit. One thing we could also do is just give him some money. Let him help himself. We have the budget quite low compared to how much money we're raking in. We could consider tuning that. I think we're at a point now, though, in the video where there isn't all that much time left. We are... I'm tempted, I'm very tempted to just do this the organic way, since we have this much now, this much influence, 22% trust. And we can, if we want to, don't know if we do, but if we did want to, we could cheese it a little bit and get a connection between Los Angeles and Tijuana by making a route from, let's say, I was gonna say Lake Havasu, but there is an actual, we would need to do it from a hub where there is no demand for either Tijuana or Los Angeles. Preferably one that was relatively close as well, because what we could do, let's see, Oceanside, they own that. Salinas, we could take this and set up shop, and you just throw in a single, what? How is this a direct path? Oh, to San Francisco. Right. Yeah. Okay, so what we can do is we can do, like, from Salinas, we can go to Tijuana, and then we can go to Los Angeles. And this first leg isn't really gonna matter, but this last leg is gonna establish some passengers between these two cities, and that is gonna increase our trust in the cities, since we will have a route there. It could be considered somewhat cheesy, I guess. I'm not sure if airlines do this in real life. I mean, undercutting and stuff like that for sure, but we don't have any control over the pricing on our routes. More direct flights, sure. We do that, but we can do this, and I think I will do it. And then, if you strongly disagree with this this way of taking over trust in a hub, let me know, and I won't do it going forward. What should we throw at them? Maybe an A300. I'm just gonna speed it up, like you can see here. So we're getting to Tijuana. Now we have passengers. Actually, someone's wanting to go to Salinas. That's interesting. I was not expecting that. Huh. Well, I'm not sure if this is gonna end up working the way I wanted it to, but it does help in some directions, I guess. We'll have to see. So Los Angeles actually does want something to do with Selena, so that actually helps us out probably a little bit as well. Interesting. We might just need to throw another plane at this. There is a lot of people in Los Angeles wanting to move around, so that might help us out. We don't have that much time left of the episode, and I did say I wanted to break into Southeast Asia, and I do. So what I'm thinking is maybe we go to the Philippines. Because nobody's there, so we can set up shop, and that will also allow us sort of a corridor into the rest. We could also do Taiwan. Could do Taiwan. Let me see the distances. Let's see what makes most sense in that regard. From San Francisco to Manila, that's actually too far. How about that's too far as well. So we can't do the Philippines. Can we do Taipei? We can't do Taipei. So that sort of settles that. We don't have we can't do the distance with our current planes. So we're gonna go for this. And this is just gonna lose us a ton of money, basically. Is my prediction. Because we don't have anybody with the demand. So what I'm hoping is that this will create the demand. Like setting it up, making sure, okay, it's there. And then we'll set up some hubs. And I will control Taipei. And we will see. We'll see how that sort of works out. If that plane is just a total waste of money, maybe we'll get rid of it. But we are at least... The connection exists now, so we'll see what we can do with it. We do have some new companies that we haven't really seen before with regards to road vehicles. At least I haven't seen them. They've probably been there for a little while. I mean, this guy compared to an Ortler might actually be a good idea. I mean, splitting hairs over 50k at this point really doesn't make any sense. This guy actually looks really good with regards to estimated profits compared to... Maybe we'll try this guy out. And we did hit it. And I just said before, I completely forgot it, like in 2 seconds, I just said before, we should wait with buying big airplanes until we get those subsidies for next month. And what do? I turn around and buy a big airplane and basically waste 20 million. So yeah, I hope you were screaming at me. God damn it. God damn it. Taichung is there. Can make a route for that as well. And then we have Wenzhou. Sorry if I'm butchering these names. We'll do a boat. Sure, man, we'll do a boat. It's been a while since we've worked with boats, so that is definitely something that is... It's fun. I like boats. It would be interesting. I think we've done a lot of airplanes in this series, and I think it would be interesting to play the game sort of locked to a specific type of transportation. Like, we can only do trains, or we can only do boats, or like some sort of I mean, obviously this is a sort of a challenge in that we want to make Aarhus the global hub and stuff like that. But I mean, more confined challenges like connect every city in the US by train, or in China by train, or connect every continent via boat, or like something along those lines could maybe be interesting to try out. We are just gonna say we're just gonna get rid of or upgrade this one, but help a little bit. It's quite a lot of passengers wanting to go there, interestingly enough. Anyways, it's a new month. What did Aarhus did not end up upgrading. Denver didn't either. Oh no. What did I miss? I got sidetracked. Why didn't Denver upgrade? Was it like a momentary blip? Yeah, like 98%. God damn it. That's really annoying. You have to wait a whole month for that to sort of sort itself out. A lot of indirect for Madrid. We might consider getting another one of these planes onto there. So let's just get him into Madrid. Boom. Then we'll pick him up in Denver. And that was with our discount. Only 5% subsidies though. That's interesting. I thought it would be I thought it would be 10%. Was that last month? Like when it happens, is it 10% and then that could be the case. Okay. Yeah, no worries. No worries at all. I do want to see this though. It's just bleeding money as anticipated, but maybe it gets better. That's what I'm thinking, hoping. Otherwise, maybe we do sort of a switch this plane out with a shorter distance one, do a layover in Tokyo, and then once we sort of start expanding this city to mainland China and stuff, then this can sort of be an entryway into China. That's what I'm thinking anyways. I'm not gonna just speed along for the sake of it, so this expansion in Taiwan is gonna come in the next video, but just for these last few moments, let's take a look at our different lines, routes, and see if there's any we can optimize on. Aarhus Denver actually running a plane too much, it seems. Yeah, so we might want to reroute that, throw that onto a different route. Denver and Madrid. It's not so good going back, so having two planes might be even worse. We'll have to see. I mean, it is making a lot of money, like balance-wise. It's just it could be more efficient, right? Denver Hamilton are running Clippers, but a little underfilled. Maybe we get rid of this one. Let's just do that. See if that doesn't help. Then we have Denver and Erie. Yeah, so this is one too many. I'll get rid of this one. I would rather just switch it out with a different plane with a little bit less capacity. But I mean, no, let's just get rid of this one that's running practically empty. We'll see if the rates start slipping and we have to do something about that. Leipzig, Madrid, 8 different kinds of planes. Definitely overkill. Let's see, this guy is probably too much. He's pretty full. Probably just a few too many planes. Let's just get rid of those two and see if that doesn't sort itself out. And then we have Copenhagen, Paris, 2 Clippers. Definitely overkill. Let's swap those for something along the lines of A300s maybe. And Brunswick, Madrid. Yeah, definitely overkill with 2 of these guys. So let's just get rid of one of them. Not sure where we should reroute this to. Aarhus, Hamilton maybe? Yup, for sure. So I'll just do this one, which speed this up, let this get just in. That was too many, that's fine. I wanna move this to a different route. Can't I do that? Edit, change route. Hamilton. Aarhus, Hamilton. So he is gonna change. That should switch the balance a bit in a more favorable way, I think. It's also just catapulting our operating profits. We've managed to double our company value in this episode so far. Pretty neat. Number 2, number 3, United States Group and United States Bus Service. While their company value hasn't risen that drastically, their operating profits are actually going up a lot. They're actually doing really, really well comparatively. Is there anything else that's like a 40% or something that we would wanna maybe touch on a bit? This one, Brunswick, Madrid. We did do something about that. It might still be overkill with this plane. There might have just been some temporary demand. How about we switch down to a A300, recoup some of that money, and sure, if it becomes too little, we can throw on some more planes. But I think that is pretty fine for now. We'll just see here if we have any that are really, really bad in places that we are controlling. I don't want to care too much about the routes out of hub-managed cities. They will figure those out themselves. Of course, we have Taipei. Don't mind being 100k in the red when this is what's gonna make sure that our city can upgrade. That's completely fine. Brunswick, Berlin, though, seems to be a bit overkill. Could probably do with Dinovers instead. And to be fair, probably even lower than that, but... Brunswick Goslar. Such a short route, we can probably make do with a single plane. Okay, we are close to the end of the episode, and I do want to make sure that our city can upgrade. Don't care so much about Aarhus, since it'll just hit 20, and we have to fix that next time. Anyways, let me know if you need me to share the mod that I end up using or making for switching around the city maximum levels, if you want to do something similar. I'm not gonna do anything about Brunswick. It's just for Aarhus because I want Aarhus to be like our main hub. Otherwise, I think it's fair. I think if you want these big cities, you should just use them. It's just for the purposes of our mission, if you so say. Progress 100% here. This should in Denver should be good. Cool. How about Lake Havasu? Not quite. A little bit underwhelming on Tijuana. Let's throw in a express just to get those last people, I say, and then there's 24 people. Interesting. Let's... Sure, we'll get another one. That ought to do it. Okay. Phoenix. Oh, not at all. But that's not necessarily my problem. Salinas. I did do a hub manager there. He can take care of that, but we might... Yeah, that's fine. San Francisco has a hub. How do you get negative 34 million, my dude? What are you doing? What are you losing money? Oh, of course. Of course. I'm really stifling him here. I'm just gonna throw him some cash so he has some. I'll up his budget as well, so he can withstand this plane being empty. And as I said, we might get rid of it. Who knows? How are we doing over here? Good and good. Wonderful. That's gonna end the month. Is there any of these that we can do anything about except for this $18 million euro loss, of course? Can't do anything about this. This one we could change into a smaller plane, the Nimbus here. Oh, can't because there's no more of them. Okay. How about... Oh, can't do anything about Ortlers. Except getting rid of them, but yeah. Okay. Oh, and Brunswick, even with that upgrade, is now completely being overrun. Probably for the Chicago line, to be honest. We'll get 2 more planes for Chicago. Hopefully that helps out a little bit. I don't think it's gonna do much though. But we did have the subsidies. That's the end of the month. Taipei, Juanling. No Denver. Again? Are you kidding? What's happening? Did it... I mean, I almost have to just sit and watch it. Yeah, 98, it just dips for Paris. It's if it doesn't match with a plane, okay. Maybe we do need to make a direct for Paris in order to be able to get Denver to grow. Let's just set that up so we don't forget it. And then that is going to be the end of this episode. Pretty much. Well, it is going to be the end of this episode. I think we did pretty good. How is our operating profits last month was 500 million. That is not bad at all. We're getting closer and closer to that billion of operating profit. We are still 4 times ahead of number 1 and number 2. We over doubled our company value. United States Group and bus service, they're also doing pretty good, but the rest we are leaving a lot behind. We did manage to get to cross the Pacific Ocean, and we're set up a little bit in Taipei here, and we're gonna continue our expansion into Southeast Asia next time. And as long as, along with just the general taking over the world, we did also manage to get into Milan. We do have a hub down here, so yeah. That has been all for me. Thanks so much for watching. It's been a blast. I hope you enjoyed this video and you enjoyed this series so far. If you leave a like and a comment, that would really mean a lot to me. It helps a lot with the algorithm. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you want to follow along with this series and any other series that I am playing and running. I would like to have just one last turn, but that is going to have to wait till next time. I'll see you then. Bye.